I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on the Cannondale M700 that I'm working on, trying to replace the whole drivetrain because it's completely worn out. And this is the first component that arrived today. It's the Campy Crankset, which is very much like the crankset that's on there currently. Full name is Campy and this is a brand new race triple crankset with the 175mm arm length. And just to show you guys, if you're working on your own Cannondale bikes, the exact part number of this crankset that'll work on your bike. I'll pause on that for a little bit. And this was a little bit hard to find. I'm not sure if it's still made anymore, but it took me a while to find it. And here's why I ended up sourcing the parts. It's an outfit called glorycycles.com out in South Carolina. And the price wasn't too cheap. It was $254.89. But it's actually money well spent on a nice high quality crankset. And that's not actually the first crankset that I've had, and not the first time I've had to do this. This was the second to original crankset that I had, which was also a Campagnola. I've been running Campagnolas for a long time. Instead of a comp triple, this is the race triple. You can barely see in there. It still says 175, but or racing T, racing triple. I kind of started wearing it out with my shoe there, it looks like, riding so much. And it's also got the ISO square taper mounting. And you can see why I replaced this crankset a while ago. If you compare, this is the chain ring that I use the most, and you can see just how badly shark toothed that is. How that slope over here is much more gradual than the slope on this gear, which isn't used quite as much. And the chain just skips right off of these gear teeth. And that's that skipping sound that you heard in the first Cannondale video. So this is actually the second crankset that I had. You can actually replace these chain rings just by undoing these Allen heads, but the problem is, A, they're hard to find, and B, if you can find them, you often can't find them in a complete set with the same ratios that match. And if you can, it's basically just as expensive as a whole new crankset anyway, so I just went ahead and bought a whole new crankset. And I had the Dior LX component group when I first got the bike brand new, and so these are the original pedals. And I replaced the pedals a while back, and you can see just how badly worn those bearings were on there. Just completely shot. In fact, this one still has a little bit of wheat stuck in there from some hard riding in a wheat field many years ago. But like I said before, it's not the first time I've done this. It's the 1, 2, 3, this is going to be the fourth time that I've had to do this procedure on the bike. Actually, the first time I had it done at a bike shop, and then I learned how to do it myself, and so the second and the third time I went ahead and did it on my own. So before I replaced all the rear cassettes, and I went through a couple of chains, and I also upgraded to a Dior XT derailleur, which is currently on the bike now. And the reason I did that is because if you look at this original derailleur, which is also a Dior DX, something happened. I guess something got caught in the cage over here, and the derailleur got wound up backwards against the frame and snapped off the derailleur hanger, which is actually designed to break loose. And that badly scored the back of the derailleur, and also bent the derailleur cage on the axis back there out of alignment. So I just figured, better to go ahead and replace the derailleur and have a properly functioning drivetrain. There's nothing wrong with the derailleur that's on the bike now, except the chain idler gears, or what they call jockey gears. I'm going to go ahead and replace both of them on the derailleur that's on the bike now, because just like on that chain ring I showed you a while ago, the gears are badly worn and shark toothed, And these are actually plastic for lightweight and quietness and don't really last that long. So basically what I'm waiting on now is I'm waiting on a new rear cassette, I'm waiting on a new chain, and I'm waiting on 3 thicker thorn-resistant tubes versus these tubes. These tubes have not served me very well. I blow them up about once every couple of, well, maybe 4 weeks. And then I got a couple of the Jockey Gears on order, and 2 brand new tires are coming as well too. And they should arrive sometime next week, which puts me fixing that bike hopefully the weekend of the 26th, May 26th. I'll be able to get all those parts on the bike and make a video of that and show you guys how I do it. And hopefully that information will help you guys out if you decide to upgrade or repair your own bike.